YouTube! With this, like, the card showcase normally is higher quality than this. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't have any replays, probably. But there's a couple of shitty things here, so we'll just check them out. Here's Bingo card. So, it's a bit of a complicated card in some ways, but it's more gimmick than anything. You can choose a monster in a column that is completely occupied. See? It's like bingo, huh? Yeah, like actual bingo. And destroy all cards in that column. Then each player draws one card. Now... okay, we'll keep going. Lab support? Yeah, me when I see a normal trap card. So you can banish this from the graveyard and activate one of these effects. You can destroy 5 monsters in your main monster zone. Or 5 cards in your spell and trap zone and draw 2 cards. So, you know, you can see like the whole bingo thing, like left, right, up and down, etc. Destroy 5 monsters in your opponent's main monster zone or 5 cards in their spell and trap zone, then draw 2 cards. So, yeah, it's like a bingo card. It's funny. Now, I did kind of wonder if this would be maybe like an interesting playable card. It could be okay. But at the same time, it's like, what is it really achieving that other cards wouldn't achieve just by themselves, right? That's always like the question you got to ask, right? Anytime there's a new card, a new staple, new whatever you want to call it, the way I analyze cards, it's like, okay, but is this better than a card that fits the same role in that situation? Like, what are you realistically playing this for? To out an entire board? To deal with your opponent's, like, entire back row? It's like, well, there's, like, 20 cards that do what this is trying to do, but better. Right? Also, one thing I noticed is, like, banish this card from graveyard, and then you could wipe out all your opponent's monsters or back row. It's like... I guess if your opponent just doesn't look at your graveyard or read the card, then yeah, they might play into this. Otherwise, the only real way to get, like, value out of this would be, like, milling it with, like, rollback. Not rollback, just, like, milling it in general. Then you could, like, get it in the grave instantly, and then you could fulfill the condition. Good in White Forest. Now... yes, I guess you could instantly get into the graveyard with White Forest, but here's the thing with the activation requirement. Destroy 5 monsters or 5 back row. It has to be 5. It's not up to. So if this said up to, then it would maybe be decent. But then it wouldn't fit the bingo theme, so what even would be the point, right? So it's... this is not meant to be, like, good. It's just, like, you know, kind of funny. But I don't see you playing this in anything serious. Ojama Trio? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Where's everyone's board gone? Bingo? From chess to bingo. What's next, Konami? Uno? Speaking of Uno, you guys should go subscribe to the Wonky Quartet Gaming channel. Our last video was actually Uno, weirdly enough. So, you know, we're very good at that. You can banish this card from grave, I assume. Bingo machine, go. Bingo card. Do not go. All right, what else we got? We got Mystic Call, Cartoon Shade, and Cursed Paper Retribution. These are new cards from Chaos Origin, I believe. Level 5 Water Spellcaster Tuner. 16-8, you can only use first, second effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand or grave, discard one other spellcaster monster or one spell or trap, special this, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this is normal special, you can banish level 4 spellcaster from your deck, and if you do it during the end phase of this turn, add it to your hand or special summon it. Okay, so, discard other spellcaster monster or spell trap. Now, normally when they make these free agent cards, they are specifically using it with, like, they're doing it with some other card or archetype in mind. What is this supposed to synergize with? Like, kind of Fairy Tale, maybe? It is for Witchcrafter, I guess. Ugh, it's a bit of a stretch there. Now, banishing a card from deck, like, returning it during the end phase isn't really relevant, because you want to, like, you do something like this, you want to trigger it immediately, right? So banishing, like, Genia is kind of nice, because you could just immediately add it back to your hand. Other targets that are good to banish, I mean, it can set up your Once Upon a Fairy Tale, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, it just feels like pack filler extender that isn't really that good. Genia doesn't work, sadly. Wait, really? Why does Genia not work? Banishing Alistair is good. Oh, like the new one or like the old one? If this card is tributed or banished to activate a spellcaster monster's effect, add this card to your hand. Oh, it needs to be banished as cost? Oh, that doesn't even work. Huh. Okay. Cartoon Shade. Cannot be normal or set, must be special from your hand. If a monster that cannot be normal or set is on the field, you can only special summon Cartoon Shade once per turn this way. If this is special, you can add them also with 2000 attack or defense. 2000 attack defense? Wait, is it exactly attack and defense? Or slash defense? Slash defense, right? One or the other. From your deck to your hand that cannot be normal summoned or set. So what are the best targets for this? Drytron cards? Okay. I guess. Monster that cannot be normal is on the field. You can just special this. This card on the field is tributed. You can target a card on the field or up to 2 if you control monster with 2000 attack and defense. Return it to the hand. Like, okay. This is actually kind of crazy for Drytron. No? Like, the activation requirement is very simple. You just need to have, like, a Drytron on field. And that's it. So, you know, you summon, like, a guy, you discard a, what's it called? You trigger the search of, like, the spell, the monster or trap with, I can't even remember their names. Eltonin? I've forgotten their names. It's been so long. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's actually really good in Drytron. Is anyone still playing Drytron? I don't know. Anyway, here's a Twitch chat dueling book combo with the Mystic call, by the way. All right, we're going to go 1.5 card combo. Wait, no, this is a Cartoon Shade, apparently. Okay, normal summon Maxi. Make Almirage. And special this. Oh, I guess it works with the extra deck. Okay. So if you can get to, like, a Link Monster or a Drytron on the field, we're going to add Cyber's Code Magician. And because... God, it's been a while since I read this. It can be used as link material in the hand, even though it's a ritual. And then, when it's sent to the graveyard, it can just send a Cybers from deck to the graveyard. Sending Dormouse, but not sending Dot Scraper. Unbelievable. Alright, link one into Karibo. Trigger the Wicked. Banish the Dormouse to search with the Wicked. And that allows you to get the backup Ignister, triggering the Dormouse to special summon. And now you have... a pretty wacky combo here. So, Almirage, Link Karibo, any, like, hand trap you summon can do this combo. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, and then from here, like, the world's your oyster. So, you know, play the game. Actually kind of cracked. All right. No Habakiri? Yeah, I guess not. So this card's good. Cursed Paper Retribution. Labyrinth support. Look at that. Normal monster. Normal trap card, sorry. You can only use first, second effect of this card once per turn. Target a monster you control and one face-up card your opponent controls. Destroy your monster. And if you do, negate that opponent's card's effects until the end of this turn. This card is sent to the grave. If the set card is sent to the grave, target a face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects. Like, unironically, not that bad. Now, the one thing that's really cool about this is that it negates face-up cards, not monsters. So if you just set this up against your opponent going first, you can, like, you know, pop your own guy, pop the baby, negate their card. And if this set card is sent to the graveyard, target face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects. So going second, going first, if your opponent wipes your back row in some way, you can just negate a card they control. Which, I guess at that point, it would be too late, because if they do drop, like, a lightning storm or something on you, this goes to the graveyard. And then they have nothing at that, because they haven't started playing yet. So that's a bit irrelevant. You would just negate the lightning storm at that point. Is it once per turn? It is once per turn, so if you have two of it, then I guess, the first one could negate. That's true. And it negates effects, not activations, remember. So, you know... That's really, really powerful, because, you know, negating with Solemn Accusation, for example, I believe that just negates activation, so they can just use a second one. Whereas this, you can go sacrifice one of your monsters and negate a face-up card effect. The set card is sent to... I think this is... You know what? This card is so much better than I think people are giving it credit for, actually. I know it's a normal trap card, but in TCG as a side deck option, that's actually really neat. Like, it's really versatile. If you have, like... a wide board that's able to, like, maybe even synergize with destroying cards. A lot of you mentioned Unchained. But if you go first, set up your combo, and then just set this in place of, like, it's like a pseudo judgment. Like, negate a face-up card is powerful post-side. You know? You could also trap trick for this. Yeah, you can search it in Labyrinth. I don't think it's going to make Labyrinth real, but, you know. Thrust for it in Unchained versus Fua seems nice. Unchained, unfortunately, still doesn't have a Fua loss play. But, you know. I know it's crazy to say Solemn Judgment, but it's kind of on that sort of wavelength for going first, right? Like, as a side deck card, this is really good. I think this is great. An Omni Negate that doesn't negate activations is crazy powerful. All right, well, that's wacky. I think I don't understand the correlation between this and Unchained. Well, people saw the word destroy, and they were like, oh my god, that's good in Unchained. But it's like, destroying a card in Unchained, like, doesn't usually do anything, like, when you're past turn, right? Like, it's not really amounting to much. But I think if you summon, like, the new support card, there's, like, a quick, like, link, maybe. But in general, it's not, like, that crazy. Like, the destroy is, like, you're basically sacrificing, but I think it's crazy good. Holy crap, check out the artwork on this shit. That's really nice. All right, what is this? We got another normal trap card. We are just being spoiled with Labyrinth support today. So you can send cards from the top of your deck to the grave up to the number of traps in the graveyards with different names. +1, max 4. Max 4? Why'd they put a maximum on this? That's actually so cringe. Oh, that pisses me off. That actually really makes me unreasonably angry. Why did they put a cap on this? Anyway, so absolute minimum, going first, you can set this, activate it, and it just mills one card. You know, which isn't that good, but in a deck that's trying to fill the graveyard with multiple different named trap cards, and I'm sure there's one deck you can think of that does that a lot, it's pretty okay. I mean, this isn't going to make or break like something like Paleozoic, but it's another one of those cards, again, like, I always think, like, the most important thing to look at when analyzing a card is activation requirement. In order for this card to be good, you need to, like, have, like, a bunch of traps in the graveyard. If you have a bunch of traps in the graveyard, it means you're kind of already playing, and it means you're in, like, probably a decent position as a Paleo player. So you activate this and you mill, and it's like, okay, well, now you're milling. It's like, what do you actually mill in Paleo that is immediately good, right? It's like rollback, and, like, that's it. Merly? Yeah, true. Backjack, maybe? You know? So it's like, in a best case scenario, you're milling like 3 or 4. Then you're like, you know, trying to get lucky. Then you can apply one of the special one of the monsters sent to the graveyard. Okay, so you're not going to have a lot of monsters in Paleo. So what would you really play this in that's got, like, monsters that are worth summoning on your opponent's turn, while also milling, like, maximum 4, by the way, cards. Most of those cards not triggering. Or you can set one of the spell traps sent to the graveyard except itself, and if it's a quick play spell or trap, it can be activated this turn. Okay, well, that second part makes this significantly better. So even if you miss, as long as you hit a trap card, it's like still value. So that's much better. That is genuinely much better. And the more you mill, the better the options are. Again, I am still pissed at this restriction here. Why is this capped at 4? The entire point of these decks, which I say these decks, it's basically Paleo, but any sort of like Paleo variant, it's like the entire point of these decks is to just fill the grave with a bunch of guys that you can keep bringing back here, right? And the more cards you mill, the better your options are, because you can special something maybe big and crazy if you're side decking something. You can hit, like, very niche trap cards if you mill enough, right? If you mill, like, 15 trap cards, you can start hitting, like, one-offs. Is it any trap? Send one of the spells traps to the grave. If it is a quick play spell or trap, it doesn't even specify normal trap card, by the way. You can hit Solemn Judgment. You can hit Solemn Accusation. Counter traps. That's actually so much better. Wow. Okay. So, overall, good card, actually. I don't think it's, like, broken busted. It's decent. Maybe a little bit above average, especially in the deck it's 4. If I was to hypothetically make Paleo support, and I know I'm not Josh to talk about this, I suppose, but if I was to hypothetically make Paleo support, I think the deck is just missing, like, a good normal summon. Yeah, like, what even is, like, the normal summon for Paleo? Like, just Setting 5 is obviously cool and stuff, but I don't think getting more trap cards is what the deck needs. Yeah, I don't know. Just like normal summon a good monster would be really strong, right? Troop Dragon, Laundry, Swap Frog. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we need something a little bit more than that, right? Like, you know, Laundry. The reason it's capped to 4, so you won't be able to mill 5. What is it? Why is it you think you need that to explain that to me? XDD? Yeah, like, true, I guess. What? Paleo Gang. Paleo Go Burr. A Sutra support for whenever they don't need support. I don't know what this does in a Sutra. None of those Sutra traps do anything, right? Haunch Crow. Paleo support is coming, I'm sure. What with lab support lately? Hello? Dude, I swear, these Coomers, man. They see one normal trap card and they're like, Paleo! Paleo! Sorry, Labyrinth. Labyrinth! Labyrinth! Okay, to be fair, this might actually be good in Labyrinth. Straight up, like, this might... I think this is actually better in Labyrinth than Paleo. Because you can summon monsters as well. Right? So if you hit, like, Ariana, you can special Ariana, activate the effect, get a furniture... and then play, like, with that on your opponent. Like, get, like, a Cool Clock or something. Or you can get any of your other traps. Like, low-key might actually be better in Labyrinth. But, you know. Anyway, pretty cool card. All right, let's move on. I think that's everything. All right, that's the new cards. Don't have much of a showcase to here today. If anyone has any replays, this is your last chance. No? Okay. All right, bye, guys.